Why do they always talk over me? This is the silent question that follows you out of every meeting, clinging to your thoughts like a restless shadow. You felt it at work when your idea was dismissed without a glance. At dinner, as the loud friend dominates conversation, you shrink behind your fork, feeding quietly on frustration. They tell you to keep the peace in your head, but this peace is a pretender feeding your own fear. Every polite nod you give while they step on you is a slow farewell to your dignity. We've been taught that respect comes from being nice, from patience, from forgetting ourselves. The cultural lie is sold everywhere: bite your tongue and things will turn out well. But every time you swallow that insult, every time you excuse their dismissal of you, you lose a piece of yourself. Every time you do this, you lose a part of yourself. Whispers the truth you refuse to hear. Jung would nod, saying that anger bottled up becomes a poison of the soul. Machiavelli would tip his hat to the cruelty of the world and remind you that respect is taken with the lion's roar, not handed out by the sheep. This is not gentle advice, it is necessary honesty. You wonder if confronting is worth the pain. The mirror in the morning shows the cost of your hesitation. Eyes tired, shoulders slumped, the color gone. Meanwhile, out there, others glide on smiles and condescension, their comfort paid for by your silence. Picture the confident colleague who speaks up with a quiet, firm voice, watching everyone shift when they enter a room. While they stand at ease, you realize you have been slinking further into the shadows. Each day you let them slide by, your well-being leaches away. They own the room, they hold the floor, and you gave it up like a gift from cowardice. You trace back every insult you've left unsaid, and it carves hollows in your confidence. You try justifying your silence with soft explanations, but each reason is a lie. Culture tells you silence is golden, but teaches you nothing about strength. Every apology you frame for your own shrinking self only tightens the chains around you. Machiavelli is whispering now, mocking your courtesy to tyrants, reminding you that power is earned by action. Don't wait for permission, don't wait to be noticed, claim your presence by sheer weight of will. A leader does not cower. A leader demands space as his due and pays the price for it. The daily routine of nodding along feels safe, but it slowly strangles your spirit. You must taste discomfort to break free, because safety is a luxury for the helpless. Imagine the cost of every insult you swallow. Bitterness collects, a debt you cannot repay. That social comfort others enjoy is purchased by the price of your sacrifices. When you shirk confrontation, your self-respect dissolves like sugar in rain. Your lost moments of peace accumulate into years of regret and quieter nightmares. The mythic reward of peace through silence is a trap. Wolves laugh behind your back as sheep graze in comfort. Every passive response is a betrayal of your own spirit. Inside, the storm gathers strength while your facade remains calm, but the storm is you, undone. Jung would say you are fragmenting, living one life for the world and another caged inside. That comfortable facade belongs to them, not to you. Nietzsche would glare at your mirthless smile and remind you that slave morale was carved by fear. He would dare you to rewrite your own morality, not one others feed you. You have allowed shame to be a leash. Stop pretending you are protecting yourself. You are only protecting their dominance. Take a breath and remember the strength you had as a child before others hushed it. The price of politeness has been far higher than you believed. Now is the moment for unflinching truth. Look around. The quiet ones are sinking into their seats as the arrogant glide by. What narrative have you been living by? Is it the one they gave you or the one that rises in your chest? Each morning you wake up with a choice between silence and assertion. Every habit of avoidance tightens a net around your life. Every confrontation you dread, if never faced, plants another seed of pain. They think you're meek. Let them see the cost of mistaking courtesy for weakness. Their comfort is bought with one-sided compromise. They sit on your shoulders without paying rent, expecting obedience. They have not earned that right. One day, look in the mirror and you'll realize they're wearing your face, not you. That mirror moment where you see someone else's dominance in your own eyes. You refuse to pretend you don't feel small anymore. No more biting your lip. No more welcoming being stepped on. Every excuse you craft to justify their behavior is another lie to yourself. Abandon them. Abandon the belief that you are less deserving. Machiavelli would applaud the clarity in that moment. Jung would breathe a sigh of relief for your shadow finally voiced. Fear will scream at you that this is risky, but fear is a miser hiding your freedom. You have lost too much to continue fearing. Each grudging hour of compliance is a footnote in a story you didn't choose to write. Your happiness cannot be an afterthought to their dominance. They have not spilled your blood, but they've spilled your spirit. Every glance you avert is a chance they take on you. Ivy grows on the castle that courtesy builds around the complacent. It strangles the pillars of your integrity. You train yourself to be small, but that only trains others to be large with you. They are not more important by default. You've just allowed it. You gave them authority over your soul, and now they behave accordingly. That's not your fault in that moment, but it becomes your responsibility from now on. You invited them to care less. Cultural myths begged you to behave, but history remembers only the brave. History took note when someone stood, not when someone knelt. You owe yourself that recognition. A quiet acquiescence is not peace, it's slow torture. You live in a cage built by your own hands. You handed them the keys because you were told to be civil. Now the bars are around your wrists. They call it diplomacy, it's submission. It's cunning to keep silent in the short term, but poisonous in the long run. Every dream deferred by your fear is another life postponed. There will be no applause for your sacrifices, only emptiness. Respect quietly thanks weakness and devours it. The more they overlook you, the more you fade into air in their eyes. Where was your voice when it mattered? Safe at home in your throat. Jung might call it the voice of the shadow begging to be heard, yet you drowned it with courtesy and false reason. Nietzsche would say every moment of meekness denies your own nature. In the end, kindness abused is your grief alone. Meanwhile, predator families at dinner and politeness keep drawing maps on your back. They draw lines on your back and think you're still a willing canvas. Stop wandering through life as someone else's footpath. You promised yourself bravery, and where did it go? It is not arrogance to assert your right to dignity, it's sanity. Better that they accuse you of aggression than that you hold their disdain without answer. Yes, you may shake, but far worse is never trying. Every pattern of capitulation is a prison sentence written by you. Your freedom is hostage to your silence. They want you polite because it's cheap. Take note, this bargain will ruin you. Even a king must strike a match to light the corners of his kingdom. It's your turn to be the flicker in the dark, not another lost face in the crowd. This is what leaders do. Speak when silence would kill them more. Remember that old craving you had for fairness. That is not cowardice speaking. That is strength. Break the invisible contract you signed to stay small. The emotional debt will scream louder if you don't pay it now. Others judge you by how you allow them to treat you. They will mirror your strength if you project it. Only others' contempt stands in your way, nothing more. Do you let their doubt write your story? Do you keep punishing yourself for someone else's cruelty? Enough. Machiavelli and Nietzsche would shout at you that your fate is still unwritten. They would not ask permission to think big. They would not couch demand for respect in apologies, so why do you? Confrontation is frightening, yes, but so is the death of the self in daily doses. Would you rather be someone else's memory of strength or a footnote in someone else's comfort? Will you continue to feed their conviction that you will stay down? Or will you teach them that a wounded person can still rise? Speak up. Demand your dignity. You have become a legend in your own mind of what you could be. Now make it reality. Take the risk. Say it once and all the times you didn't will vanish in the echo. Stand tall even if your knees shake. Fight for your respect like it's life or death, because it is. Remember that every tyrant started with a silent servant. This is your turning point, and it doesn't come with validation. It comes from the raw courage buried in your chest. No one hears your silent suffering except you. Expect no savior from outside. You alone hold the key to your silence. The truth you bury will one day burn through. Stand now and be the proof of strength you always felt you had. Machiavelli is watching. Nietzsche demands that you do not waste yourself. They whisper that greatness awaits beyond the fear. Be the one to break this cycle. Speak for all the times you held your tongue. Demonstrate to the world that you are not made of quiet. Will you stand up now, or will you keep kneeling in the shadows? This is the final mirror, your legacy or your regret. Silence or defiance? Will you claim your crown or accept the chain? Time is irrelevant. What matters is this instant. What will you do now?